Good day again, everybody. 7th of February, 2025. And it's Friday. Thank God for that. It sounds pretty catchy. I might try to use that somewhere. Thank God for that. It's Friday. I got to think of something. Anyway, let's talk about a little bit of news here. It's a lot of talk about old Donald Trump and his brilliant idea. Bibi Netanyahu said, "Gee, wow, this guy is so great. Look how he can think out of the box. It's amazing. Who would have ever thought of that? Just ship all the people from Gaza to some other place." And man, they never came up with that all this time. But as you know, it's always, of course, it's been tried before, and they shipped a lot of them to Jordan in the past. And I guess that was, maybe still is, I don't know, one of the choice destinations, Egypt, which is right next door as well, and to Jordan, to ship them out into those areas and then say, hey, you can come back. We're going to bulldoze the whole place, rebuild it, make it the Riviera of the Middle East, and then you guys can come back. And it's like, makes you wonder, what are the conditions on that? Sure, they can come back. If they have a lot of money, if it's going to be like the Riviera, it's going to be very expensive. And something tells me that these refugees are just not going to have that kind of money, if that's even going to be the case. But as you know, this is an act of ethnic cleansing. They just, for the most part, the Israelis don't want them there. Oh, but wait, there's a solution there too. It will be owned by the United States. I don't even know how that's going to work. The United States claims that they own part of Syria, and a lot of people aren't talking about that. But now the new leader of Syria has decided to let Israel have those areas, well, at least a good portion of that area that they've taken over and taken control of. So that means the Golan Heights, and I think maybe some of the other areas. Israel is building new military bases on those areas. And Turkey gets to keep a certain portion too. I don't know if that's a very big area, but the new leader is giving it to them. And that kind of tells you, I wonder who that new leader was working with when he came and took over. Who are his paymasters? Normally it takes money to be taking over countries and things like that. You need guns, a lot of soldiers. Soldiers need food. Who's going to pay for all that stuff? It's not like they, in the movies and on the news, they don't tell you that these soldiers also need to eat. Cold air makes my voice a little bit weird. But anyway, we're talking about Gaza, and I don't know. Since these other countries like Jordan and Egypt, they're not hot on the idea. I mean, heck, if they were, they would have taken the Gazans before. And they're not hot on the idea. So I guess there is some plan B. Plan B, for the most part, what they're looking at is not Somalia. There's a break-off country, which I didn't even know about, from Somalia, called Somaliland. And then there's another one, I don't know what's called, Punta, or whatever. And it's like some fighting going on there. But they're possibly thinking about sending the Gazans there. And of course they can come back. That's the whole idea. It's just temporary. And it's kind of strange because there's nothing more permanent than temporary. I don't know where I've heard that. But anyway, seems to be the case. You know how that works. Nothing more permanent than temporary. And unless you're really incredibly stupid, you know that that's going to be the case now. So nothing more permanent than temporary. And you got a pretty girl over there for all you guys. Let's see. I got something like in the notes here. I just got two cards and I got it messed up here. I'm finding out that Jared Kushner, he is involved in what's going on. This new deal about where they're gonna, not where they're gonna put the Gazans. Who would think of anything like, but what they're gonna do with the land after they kick the Gazans out, and they take it, and how they're gonna develop it. But this is such a humanitarian thing, as Bibi Netanyahu was saying in the press conference with Donald Trump. How nice he really is, Bibi Netanyahu. He said that the Gazans can go anywhere in the world that they want. They have the freedom to leave, he said. Isn't that incredible? I mean, it's not like in 19 or 1840 in the United States, and if you're a person of African descent in the southern states, you couldn't necessarily just leave and go where you wanted to go. But look at, I mean, I didn't have the impression that Gazans are like that. I had more like, I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of stupid, I guess, because I was thinking that that was their land. They've been there for a couple thousand years and they want to stay there. I mean, it's silly of me to think that way because, you know, you got the Europeans, you know, mostly Europeans, some from Canada and all that, and they're called Zionists, and they decided that they wanted that land. God gave it to them, by the way. God gave us this land. You know, the real estate agent in the sky. Oh, man alive. So, you guys know the deal here. But I was kind of wondering, I was thinking, you know, if you guys saw this press conference and Netanyahu, old Bibi there, he was really sucking up to Trump, that Trump is the greatest and the most intelligent guy. I was waiting for him to move away from his podium and to get down on his knees, you know, between Trump and the podium, and then do the circus seal. You know, act like a circus seal there in front of Trump. I don't know. Maybe it happened. I didn't see the whole interview. I just saw little parts of it. But you know, it's the Trump and Bibi show. You know, and Bibi is the circus seal, I guess. Maybe sometimes Trump plays the part of the circus seal to the Israelis as well. You know, I don't know. So you guys know what I'm getting at. If you ever saw that movie Clerks, who was the guy? Kevin Smith made that. You got to see the movie Clerks, black and white. You know, when you start seeing it, some dog sitting in a corner, it's like, this looks like some crappy movie. I'm not going to watch this. But anyway, it turns out to be a really good movie. It's a cult movie, cult film, in case you haven't seen it. Clerks. There's Clerks 1 and Clerks 2. Kevin Smith became famous from that movie. So, you know, he made a Clerks 2. You know, I think it's still pretty good. With the same main characters in there. And it was like convenience store sort of a deal. You'll have to see it. I'm not going to give it away. But, yes, I can't believe it. The freedom. They're getting freedom. But, let's talk a little bit now about this USAID thing. Apparently, USAID, you know, they call it USAID, but it's a whole bunch of these criminals, I guess, all getting together, and you know, but USAID is the official people that were sort of running it, and the shadow behind it was the State Department. But then, I guess, in plain sight, within that organization, being the USAID getting a lot of the funding, the recipients, also a part of that aid, obviously, is NED and George Soros, and there's probably, you know, lots and lots of other people too. And I you know, this stuff it just keeps coming out. And I think it was today, it was announced that this BLM movement, I think they got $41 million to create that. And you all know that George Soros was also behind that. And there was like 3 or 4 individuals. One guy, he was just kind of a, you know, because he's black or something, he got to, you know, act like kind of like a front man a little bit for the organization. But it was started by that guy, George Soros, and Obama, and I believe there were 2 bankers in California. Don't know the bank, don't know the names. I just remember hearing about that. So it was kind of run through that, you know, but money from, I think it was like 41 million. I don't know if that was over a larger period of time or that was just the initial funding for Black Lives Matter. It was like 41 million, I believe. I think that was the number. You know, anytime it's over, well, hey, I don't know. I can't even think of a million because I don't think I've been very close to ever having that. And I don't think I ever will. You know, unless my channel really starts taking off. So you guys have to press the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, and send this out because it's such great news. Not great news, but it's news that you want to hear and things you want to know about, as you know. Look at this, pine cones on the top there and this little tree. Looks like some kind of a spruce. My Russian is not that good yet, so I can't say what this is. I don't even really know what that building is there. I didn't even pay attention to the front. Sadly, I'm not so much of a cultural guy, so I don't go to opera, and things like that. So, but I've been here before. I actually, I don't think my school is too far from here. I've actually walked here, and I took the metro, and I didn't even have to, because I remember this old guy looks like Shakespeare with a guitar. Let's go take a look at him. There's some people here talking. I don't want to make it look like I'm going for them. Okay. Yes. Beware of jealousy. She is the green-eyed monster that doth mock. For where art thou, Romeo? Anyway, Shakespeare with a guitar. I don't know who that is. Some guy. I've been here before, like I said. That's Vladimir something or other. Okay, let's go. USAID. But anyway, anything you're finding that's dirty, they seem to be involved with that. And that seems to be the main financial source of all this corruption and everything that's going on in the world. And there was a video, a little short video, and of course he wasn't specific on what it was about, but it was from Rob Reiner, and you have to look for that. It's a short. I think it maybe it's not even a minute. It's 1 minute. Really funny, and it's like thanking he says a message to Elon Musk from American people or something like that. But it's real funny. He does a real good job on that. I wish I would put it on this video. I tell you what, I don't have the time. I'm kind of lazy right now. Nobody's paying me nothing to link it onto this video here. I don't even know if I can. All the rules and stuff. YouTube looks for any way to possibly go after me. So, I don't know. Not talking about any sort of these research facilities today, or the guy with the cardigan, the software engineer. I don't think he was actually. Yes, he was. There was something about him too, getting a recipient of all that sort of thing. But let's see. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, the Gazan people, as Bibi Netanyahu said, they can go anywhere they want. What about Gaza? No. Well, see, what about Israel? Oh, well, no, not Israel. Well, I guess they can't go anywhere they want. And of course, I don't know who's going to pay them. Who's going to give them the money to go there? Who's going to pay for their houses and all that? But it's only temporary, And who's going to, so they get to move back. But, how are they going to afford that? What kind of houses are going to be there? Multi-million-dollar houses. Do you think they're going to give them to the Gazan people who don't have any money, that they don't even like? Oh, gosh. What kind of a crap are they trying to make everybody think that we're... What kind of stupid? Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. How nice. I don't know. I don't know how many people are that dumb anyway. Yes. Okay. Now, what else is going on? What about the Donbass area? What's going on there? I guess what's happening is, there was this rumor that Donald Trump had a plan to set up a buffer zone and all that kind of stuff, and it looks like maybe that's the case, because that leaked out again, and but it hasn't been announced yet. It's not officially announced, and I guess supposedly the day that they're supposed to announce it, at least as far as this rumor was concerned, it's supposed to be May 9th, and that's the celebration day that Russia celebrates the end of World War II and the defeat of the Nazis on May 9th, and that happens to be the day that Victoria Nuland had her people and all, and they wanted to assassinate Alexander Lukashenko, the president of this country. So I don't know. Another thing that's going to happen on May 9th. It looks like that's a favorite day for things like that. But I think this is kind of strange, because I don't, it makes you wonder if this is true, if this can be anything that stupid. But the day that the war is supposed to end is April 20th. Say, wow, what side? I don't know. What happened on April 20th? I don't care. I didn't look it up, but I guess that's another magic day. I don't know, like, September 11th. A lot of things happened on September 11th in the past. So, but apparently Trump says There will be no Americans, like they're saying. Oh, the Russians don't like Americans so much, and we're the ones that started. Well, I mean, we didn't start the war. I mean, it was Russia that started the war. It's not that we didn't do the provocations and back the Nazis from Ukraine. It wasn't. No, that's fake news. So it was the Russians that did it, but you guys blame us, so we're not going to be involved in the peacekeeping on the buffer zone. It'll be the Brits. The Brits. That's mostly what they're talking about. The British. It's and that's also very funny because the Russians know that the British establishment. I'm not necessarily saying the British people because I don't know about that, but it's the British establishment, and it goes back. It's like, and I think this is actually coming from, believe it or not, the royal family, because this goes back many hundreds of years, back by even Catherine the Great, that the British really, really want to sock it to the Russians. They want to basically control the country, and it's been like that for a long, long time. Very strange. I don't know, but they think they can actually do that. And if you at least, like, say for example, Catherine the Great, I mentioned it in a video, I don't know, 20-minute videos ago, but the Queen, one of the crowns, the Queen of England has a lot of crowns, but she's gone now, of course. I'm not that far behind in my news, but anyway, I don't know if it would fit old Charles, but it's the female crown, for the Queen of England. I don't know how many crowns if there is a future queen ever again, if they're ever gonna be one, but how many crowns that position has, I don't know. But one of them is this beautiful crown. It was from Catherine the Great. You can see it from old etchings, what that crown looks like, and then you can see photos of Queen Elizabeth wearing that crown at times. And the British stole it from the Russians. I'm not sure how that happened or nothing. I want to find out more about Russian history, but anyway, it was stolen. They stole it from the Russians somehow. I have no idea. I'm just saying you can find out that it is the identical crown. And you even heard, what's his name, old Boris Johnson, talking about Crimea. Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah, maybe get Crimea. Well, the British have tried to get Crimea already in the past. Remember when there was that fight around the 1860s, between the Ottoman empires, when the end of the Ottoman Empire, and actually Russia was fighting against Turkey about that time, and Britain was really interested, and they were trying to get the Crimea, but that's kind of, maybe, I don't know if that's a secret or not. They wanted it back then, and the United States has wanted it all this time. And that's one thing that I always talk about. I believe Jeffrey Sachs even mentioned that. But it's strange that a lot of other people don't talk about it, and I keep saying that in videos. But the United States has wanted to at least kick Russia out of the Crimea for as long as through the entirety of the Cold War. They think that Russia will cease to be an empire if they kick them out of the Crimea. Basically that they won't have a warm water port in any strategic areas anywhere close to Europe. I don't even know about Vladivostok, but anyway, that was the whole thing. But it's not really necessarily true anyway, because there's Novorossiysk, right near Krasnodar, and there's Sochi, that kind of area. Tuapse, there's that's not frozen in the wintertime there. So, and they were going to build a huge port in Novorossiysk until this sort of a thing happened, this provocation. And Russia decided, well, now's the time. They're actually, that was the USA with the provocations going against, and the West, of course, going against Russia, and they used this to their advantage. Russia did. Very smart guy. His name is Vladimir Putin, and so they took the Crimea back, Sevastopol, and all that. Fascinating. He's no dummy. It makes you wonder what's going to happen right now at the end of this war. There's going to be something too. I am wondering, is the Russia going to get Odessa back and Kharkiv? That's going to be the interesting thing. A lot of people say that. I think Dmitry Medvedev has even hinted at that. That they are Russian cities, which they are. And like the history of Ukraine, it was never really a country. It was a region inside of Russia. Like I said, it was a country for 1 year in like 1918. And they act like they're some big empire. Somebody even put something out. It was just recently that the Ukrainians built the pyramids of Egypt. That was somebody in the United States, I guess, saying, they fell for the hook, line, and sinker sort of a deal. Real crazy crap, But, okay, let's keep going. Catherine the Great, Maria Zakharova, she announced that the plan that the West is proposing for Ukraine is unacceptable. That was her words. So Russia will only accept a permanent solution. Yeah. Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she really said. If you know that song from Kevin's, what's his name? Kevin Bloody Wilson from Australia. Okay, the information, like I said, it's not official yet, that, about these dates and all that sort of a deal. But I was going to say, thinking about, the British being stationed, on the border there with the Donbass area. And gosh, that's going to go over like a fart in an elevator, for the Russians, so, I don't know, probably better off, leaving a snarly steamer in the elevator, but I don't know. Don't step on it. Another thing, we have Chinese students in our class. We're talking about some of these apps, and these things that China is doing. It's amazing stuff. In the United States, even through Elon Musk and all that, they're trying for the tech world and to make all this tech stuff and what is it, AI and all that. But there's this program, and a lot of people are talking about it. I'm not so much into this, I don't know this, but it's this thing called DeepSeek, and it's from China, and apparently it's an AI program, and it is so good, and I believe it's free. In the United States, they're making things that are sub-quality and want to charge a lot of money for it. I guess they're already there, and it's like it's really got Silicon Valley really highly pissed off. How can these people do this? And China is coming up with all sorts of different technologies. And there's this, I think it's a social media. It's called Red Note. And some of you have probably heard about it. I think I've mentioned it before. But on this Red Note, you can find this, and you can find out a lot of people in America are getting really pissed off because the advancement, the technological advancement of China has been kept secret from the United States. They say, there are people there, they just copycats and stuff like that. And it's like BS, because a lot of things that are made in China, maybe even, I hate to say this, maybe even the automobiles are some of the best in the world. Best automobiles. For example, there's one sitting right in front of me right there. That is a Chinese car right there. Japanese, let's see. I can walk around and look a little bit. I've shown these things before. But a lot of great cars. There's one across the street over there, another Chinese car. So I'll walk over there as well. Here's a Buick. I used to have a Buick, a Riviera, 1969 Buick Riviera. So here's another Chinese car, SUV sort of a deal there. Just to show you. I'm not going to go look in the guy's car and get arrested. Looks like this is a Chinese car coming right here as well. So that's a Chinese car. So the Chinese car, lots of them here. That one is also a Chinese car that just walked by, electric vehicle. So, okay. Anyway, Red Note, that's the one you want to look at as well. And I guess the most downloaded app in the United States now is DeepSeek. Probably, I think it's free. And it's very good, apparently very good. And like I said, Silicon Valley really, really pissed off about that. And especially now with a lot of this dump of information, a lot of the truth is coming out. And I'll get a little bit more into this AI. There was another thing I didn't tell you right now, but I'll get to that. I mean, not AI, USAID. Oh, it's getting the Biden brain here. But remember, Donald Trump before, he's the one that took down Huawei and a lot of other companies during his first term. Back then. I can't even get across the street here. I think that's a, I can't remember, that's an American car. This is a Rolls Royce or something like Chrysler. That's another American car. Damn them anyway. I don't know if this is this is I think a Russian car right here. I think so. I don't know. I don't know every car. I don't drive, so used to be a driver. Didn't know this. Okay, 5G, and all of these rumors that go around, and they say, oh, they got spyware in there, that they're spying. They're spying on us. They got some secret sort of a stuff to spy on us. And even with TikTok, they were saying that. And I guess TikTok, they gave a shut-off code to the United States where they can shut it off anytime they want. So the United States has the ability to shut off TikTok if they think it's being used for something nefarious. You know, but I guess, I don't know, maybe they're still going after, they're just after TikTok, like they're after Russia for everything. But you know, maybe the secret code that's in all the programs of China it's sort of like these invisible soldiers, like we're all talking about these invisible soldiers from North Korea that are in Russia. Well, they're not in Russia. Nobody knows where they are because they're invisible. So, but I don't know. I really don't know, because nobody's been able to see them. It's like the invisible codes, all of this stuff. It's just amazing. So let's just let you know. I mean, even North Korea has this technology to render people invisible, like I said yesterday in that video. And I don't know, that's about it from there. But I'll tell you, I was going to also mention there was one of these people. It's not only Elon Musk and maybe some other people talking about this vast corruption of the State Department and the USAID, NED, all of these things. They got Black Lives Matter. All of this stuff is paid for with taxpayers' money. And then you people in America, you don't even have to think very far to wonder why all the prices are going up, because of all this money needed to buy all this corruption. You know, they paid what? How many millions? Many millions of dollars. Angelina Jolie, Sean Penn. They got paid. You know, Angelina Jolie, I guess she was the highest paid. I'm not sure. It's like huge. I mean, it's like more than she gets for a movie just to go and do some little publicity thing with Zelensky. All of this stuff. These people were paid huge. All of them were into the many millions of dollars that they got just to do a PR thing with Zelensky. And I think, I don't know, I might be mistaken, but I know that Angelina Jolie's amount was more than $20 million for friggin' one person. $20 million. That's more than Bill Clinton or Hillary gets for a speaking fee. That's incredible stuff. But I was going to mention there's one guy, he's a whistleblower, and I guess his name, I think he was even on maybe some sort of mainstream news even in the United States. His name is Mark Moyar, a whistleblower of USAID. He was talking about some of the ways that they would sneak into countries, you know, how they would do it. First they would come, he's a guy, and he was listed as a Scandinavian female in one country. See, they have all kinds of different ways how they sneak in, and then they start screwing up and destroying countries with information and all that. I don't know which country, he didn't mention maybe the country, but he was listed as a Scandinavian female, and of course, which he's not. So that's, and then it was a book club, a feminist book club, Scandinavian female, as part of a feminist book club. And then afterwards, he said they changed it to a what was it? Feminists Against Terror. So it's an anti-terrorist, feminists against anti-terrorism, because as you know, feminists are frontline soldiers against terrorism. I mean, everybody knows that. I mean, it's because, you know, they have, see, I told you, that's the evidence, undeniable evidence. Everybody knows that. So anyway, that's mostly all the information I have right now. And how much time do I got here? That's not too bad. It's only half an hour. So good. So that might mean that YouTube will only need like 4 hours to upload this video. So I can start that right away. That's one reason why I'm doing it with this phone, because I can just record. I don't want to watch it, don't have the time. So I just do these videos and I upload them without watching them. And I hope nobody is doing something behind my back weird or something, so make me look bad. So I'm just kidding. But like I said, that's about it. And I thank all of you guys for watching these videos, whoever you are out there. And
Excuse me.
And,
is it yours blog?
My what?
Blog? No.
My blog? No, that's not mine.
Sorry.
No problem. I should have told her what my blog is and she can look for it. Anyway, she said I'm doing such a great job. No, I'm just kidding. But that's it for now, and thanks for joining me. Thanks for your comments. Make sure you push that thumbs up, and you know, when my school is done, I'll be doing some better videos. I'll have more time and all that sort of thing. So, have a good day and have a happy weekend. Bye bye, everybody.